Users have the same capability as standard moderators, but in addition, they can manage blocked words and change chat modes in live. Okay, how does that work? All message are visible. Okay, I'm acting old. Um, what up? Peace, 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 and good night. I am um just tapping in before I go to bed. I was already dozing off, so but just wanted to, like I said, continue to um, stay committed to the healing journey. And um, I just was thinking about how, you could totally have days where your healing may not look exactly like what you're envisioning, or you may have a day where life may get to you, or a day where you're not as positive as you usually are. But we should just continue to keep going, or we should keep going. I think that when you are thinking about healing, there are going to be a lot of ups and downs, but as long as we stay committed to the idea that we want to have integrity, as we heal from some of the trauma that we've experienced, that we that we actually see change, and that we stick in it long enough for us to see the change. Um, and I think sometimes it's hard. Sometimes you can totally just want to be like, F this. I don't want to, I don't want to take the high road anymore. if they go low, I want to go lower. And so, it can be really hard to keep a positive mindset and be like, no, I know things are going to work out. I know things are going to get better. I know that my dreams are going to come into fruition. That's some heavy faith. That is really some heavy faith to be on a healing journey. And just even like, if you're spiritual or religious or anything, to have faith that God or creator, whoever you may call it, um, is still going to come through for you, or that things will change, your circumstances will change. It's really a lot. It's really a lot when everything around you may seem like it's not. And so I really have been just really tapping into my faith and learning how to allow the times where there's turbulence, and the times where I'm going through things, to be a lesson, and to take the time to pause and be like, okay, why are you going through this? What are you supposed to learn? What exactly um do you need to take away from this situation? And I think that if I have a perspective of learning when I'm actually going through things, that I'll be able to start to like analyze and process things faster. Um and I think the when you're growing and you're healing, I often think of it like excuse me. I often think of it like our response times to trauma, and our response to situations that possibly in our previous life or our previous selves, we may have responded differently. And so I feel like once your response time becomes faster, and you're able to respond to situations and challenges and struggles in a way to where you're like, all right, I already know what this is. I already see this coming. I've been through this before, and I'm going to handle it like this, and that. And then there are some things that just, knock you off your feet. You have no idea, what to do, how to do it, or how to come at a situation. But I think that you know, if you're committed, if you're committed, because it's just like in relationships, right? If you're not really committed to the person that you're with, as soon as something happens, you're out. But when you're actually committed to something, you say you're committed to healing, or you're committed to growing, or you're committed to being a better person, when something bad happens, you're not going to just throw all of those values out the window. You're going to double down on that and be like, no, I said this is who I want to be. I said this is what I want to be. And regardless of if I'm going through something, or regardless of if something is challenging me, I am still going to rise above. I'm still going to try my best to be the most healed version of myself. And that's hard. That is really hard. A lot of times people around you will not have that same standard. um, a lot of times they will harm you while you're on your healing journey. And I think it's really easy to give up. It's really easy to give up when people um, mishandle you. And I think um, like, healing ain't all about like kumbaya and just, everything is just fairies and butterflies and, birds and bees. And, I think it requires a bit of, like, you have to have some fight in you. You really got to have some fight in you. You got to have some get back, a little bit of get back in you. You got to have some talk back for damn sure. Because people will come for you, and you have to learn how to say things in a way that is not triggering you, not triggering anyone else that may be listening or an earshot of the words that you're using. Um, but you have to learn how to respond in a way that gets your point across, but allows people to see the love in you, allows people to see the wisdom and the connection to God in you. And so, it's very nuanced, and I'm learning that, a part of my healing journey right now is me just speaking my truth, me just saying exactly, hence why I have been, just speaking and doing these videos. And, oftentimes there don't really be too many people on here, but it's not the point. The point is that I committed to myself to continue to speak about my healing journey. So one, I could see my own growth personally. Two, hopefully somebody is able to pull something from these conversations. And I really hope that I'm able to prevent someone from going through some of the things that I went through. Do you like the Merkaba meditation? I ain't never heard of that. I gotta look that up. Uh, Merkaba meditation. I will look it up. Um, but yeah, I really hope that someone can come in contact with something that I said, and it will help to prevent them from going through something, or just give them the strength to change their current situation, or just like, just learn something. Really, just learn something. I'd rather be putting out positive content than bullshit and trash. And I've always been like that, and I'm going to continue to be like that. I'm evolving, I'm growing, and becoming a better person. Um, I've noticed the wisdom. I noticed, I'm a mother now. There's a 14-minute animated guided version on YouTube. Oh, that's dope. I love animated stuff. I'll check that out. Um, I'll check that out before I go to bed. Thank you. Um, but yeah, I think I am on a mission to wellness, and I would just love to inspire as many people as I possibly can, whether it be through candid conversations, just open dialogue, or if it's music or art, or any of my other creative healing modalities. um, I just want to be a light, and in a world full of darkness, I just want to be on the side of goodness and light. And I'm only one person. There's only so much I can do, but I just I want to be on this side. I want to be on this side of history. I want to be on this side of righteousness, and just, being a good person and trying to better myself, not only for myself but for my son, for my family, for my nieces and nephews, and anybody that comes into contact with me. I'm just very conscious about what I put out into the world, and not just like what I say, but the energy that I emit off of my body and the things that I hold. And I want to live a long, healthy life. And I really believe that, like when you are thinking a lot of negative thoughts, those thoughts, they manifest. They manifest into pain in our body, chronic illness, chronic disease, um, discomfort, just all these different things. You can't move, your face starts to get all twisted up. It's just different things that happen when you are holding in anger and, emotions that really need to move out of our body. They need to be let out, they need to be processed so that they don't get trapped in our body and that they don't become all of, the things that I just said. And so, um, yeah, I just found myself starting to feel somewhat like tormented by my own thoughts, and couldn't escape my own thoughts. And so I start tapping more into affirmations. And affirmations is really interesting to me because I think, the way that I looked at affirmations before was like I really was just wanting to manifest a different life. And so I was using affirmations to manifest and basically feel what I wanted to manifest, the present. So I was trying to speak it into existence. But now what I'm starting to realize, or what was being revealed to me in my time right now, is that um oftentimes I'll say an affirmation and that should make me mad. It make me mad because I'll be like, this is not what my life is. It's not what's going on right now. And it's hella stuff that's like that I wish I could just be like, this ain't right, that ain't right, this ain't going right, that ain't going right. And it's like, how dare you complain? How dare you have the audacity to fix your lips to complain about something that you can change? Um, and that may not resonate for everyone. And I know, we all have our own, separate circumstances. But I just refuse to dwell in sadness or shame or guilt or frustration and anger when I can change my perspective. And it's not always easy. It's not always easy to do that. Sometimes, like I said, I have a really hard time. But I think what affirmations do, affirmations are starting to feel like accountability for me, because they're starting to feel like, okay, you said that you want this type of life. Are you willing to do what it takes to get it? Are you willing to, you know, um, change your mindset? Are you willing to, um, say what isn't right in front of you, but are you willing to believe that that actually can happen? There's a spider crawling on my wall right now. See, I wonder, can you see this? It doesn't. I guess when I'm live, it doesn't let me turn the camera around. Um, he gonna be free. Yeah. Hopefully, it catch some gnats for me. But but yeah, I think that it is starting to feel like accountability, because it's starting to be like, okay, you said that you believe that you are meant for more. You said that you believe that you can change your life. You said that you believe that you're a visionary, you're creative, and have a mission, a purpose, and all of these things. And so it's like, are you going to continue to believe it, or are you going to abandon ship and revert back to the bull? And you know maintaining that mindset consistently is difficult. But like I said, affirmations are more than just, to me, it's more than just saying something, or thinking that you repeating something over and over and over is going to make you manifest. But it's really the accountability piece and allowing the affirmation to reveal to you where you're insecure and where you are lacking in the areas in which you 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 don't want to change, or you don't want to accept that you need to change the way you're thinking about a situation. And yeah, that can be really whack sometimes, because it's like, and I have had conversations where my friends have had to correct me because I've said something negative out of my mouth, and they be like, don't you say that. Like, don't you say that. Change it right now. Fix it right now. Affirm it right now. And I'll be like, I don't want to, because that's not what I'm going through. And I just want to complain. I want to just say whatever it is that I'm going through. And that's okay. I think it's okay to process it. So, what I've learned is to get in a process of, all right, let me vent real quick. Let me talk my shit. Let me say what I feel and what I don't like currently. And then let me turn right back around and affirm it and affirm it and affirm it and affirm it and continue to affirm it. Once you say it, it's like, all right, you done said it. You done got it out your mouth. Be done with it. And affirm yourself. And yeah, I think that's accountability. That's really accountability. And so, you know, I I love accountability. I love the opportunity to make something right. I love the fact that I am able to have humility, transparency, vulnerability. I think that that's a gift. I think vulnerability is a gift. And I think that it's something that we could lose. Like, I have been in situations where I lost my vulnerability and I did not have access to my tears. I didn't have access to the stories that hurt me. I didn't have access to the pain that I experienced in my life because I just wanted to forget all that shit. I didn't want to think about it because I wasn't ready to heal from it. And so, now when I'm vulnerable, when I'm emotional, or when I cry, I look at that as an opportunity to grow. I look at it as an opportunity to move through some of those emotions and figure out why I have them, track the emotions down and be like, okay, you know, the first time I felt this feeling was when my dad left me, and I was crying about him. And so now every time I experience somebody leaving me, it feels exactly like the time when my dad left me. And just, I'm telling you, just tracking down stuff sometimes, okay, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes it can be very dramatic. Um, and I think that's why it's important to be in a safe space when you are unpacking grief, unpacking stress, trauma, drama, all of that. I think it's, important to have, just even tools like, have you some tea, make sure you got some water. You might want to be at home in a comfortable space before you start unpacking trauma. You might want to make sure you're somewhere that you feel safe, um, around people that you feel safe with, and there are nutrients. You want to eat healthy foods and have fruits and hydrating foods and water, just all these different things, right? So yes, you can, um, once you unpack drama, it can be very traumatic, and it can, get to the point to where it's like, oh, whoa, this is too much. But there's also room for, once you start to unpack the things and the reasons why you're triggered, and you track it back to when it first happened, I feel like that is the point of true healing. And that's the point when the load, it just kind of melts away, and you're like, I finally talked about it. I finally let it go. And you may have to have several conversations about that same topic. before you finally feel like your heart is able to let it go. But I feel like once you tap into it and you realize, like, damn, I'm still holding this. When I was 7 years old, my dad left me, my mama beat me, whatever, it's not funny. But different things that happen, you start to trace them down, and then you realize why you do it still to this day. And, I think once you're aware of why you do things and why things trigger you, then you're able to have a little bit more self control, and you're able to self regulate. And, that's something that I've also been working on, because, I would just be in spaces, and my last relationship, I became really anxious. I really had a lot of social anxiety. And so these last few months, I've really been working on regulating my emotions, and learning to talk myself out of um, just spiraling and just thinking so much stuff. I can have like a million thoughts in a second. It's like, oh, I remember when he said this to me, and I wonder, does this person think the same thing? And if I do this, am I gonna, it's just like, it's a whole spider web of just negative thoughts, and I could just go on and 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 on. Or I could be like, no, nobody said that about you. No one's feeling like that about you. That's not actually true. You know, 4 or 5 people who don't treat you like that. You've read so many books, so many quotes, so many things that tell you that, if you're like this, then this is what you do. Like, you have so many healthy examples. So yeah, I've been learning to, regulate my emotions and not allow myself and my mind to spiral and think things, especially when I'm in spaces with other people. um for like, I don't know, like maybe like the past maybe 4 years, I have really struggled with just being in rooms with people and talking to people. And it's crazy because, you know, what I do requires me to talk to people, but I would just have anxiety. And a part of that also was like, I realized that I don't like to take intentional breaths when I am around people that I don't know. I choose to have that be a sacred moment for me when I'm home or when I'm relaxing or things like that. But that also, contributed to me being anxious or paranoid. And so now I'm even more aware of that, which I think is also uh, a growth point for me, as far as me noticing that, hey, sometimes when you do this, you're really anxious, and when you're around people that you don't know, you're really paranoid. And so that I had to, be aware of and bring awareness to that as well. And so yeah, all in all, I am just learning to, be kind of on a, like, just be balanced. Just learn to be balanced, learn to not allow my thoughts to get the best of me, learn to um allow the things that I know in my heart and in my gut to pop back up. And I try to remind myself, like, no, you know who you are. You know, um, you know what you want. You know what you're trying to do. You know your intentions. Your intentions are pure. I know that I want to do well. I know that I will still continue to make mistakes, regardless of if I want to do well or not, or if my intentions are pure or not. I'm still going to make mistakes, and that's okay. There's room for error. Um, and so, yeah, I think, you know, learning to regulate my emotions and just have some resilience when it comes to my healing, and not allow one bad day to make me decide to go back to really unhealthy habits and things that are actually harmful to me and my loved ones. Um, So yeah, that's all I got. I feel like I'm like dozing off. I like wait feel like I'm talking in my sleep right now. But yeah, that's all I have tonight. I hope that this message can hopefully resonate with someone. Even if it's just one person, that's totally fine. But just resonate with someone and that they can take some of what I said as positivity in their lives. And, I hope that whatever I share, that someone can learn from the things that I went through, and hopefully, someone younger than me can listen to something that I said and prevent some things from happening in their lives if they really just tap in, tune in to their own intuition, practice discernment, um, and really be committed to a holistic wellness journey. It is very rewarding. Um, I feel free. I do. Um, Life isn't perfect. I experience ups and downs. I experience, days of frustration. I have a toddler, so that alone, just man, the day to days be crazy. Some days be cool, we be chilling, he be just kissing me, and it's all mommy, I love yous, and other days it is absolute effing chaos. And so, and then as a single parent, it can really get tough. But I'm really grateful that I am just continuing to have a perspective of gratitude, and I am holding and clinging on to faith, holding and clinging on to my ability and my connection with the Creator to manifest what I want. If I continue to put the work in, and if I continue to um, have faith, if I continue to have faith. So, faith and work, they go together. You work and you have faith that it's going to work. And I really think that, that's the key. That's the key to um, maintaining that balance. Like I said, we're going to have bad days, but we can't let the bad days get the best of us, and we have to, just take it with a grain of salt, take a deep breath, and we're gonna try again tomorrow. We're gonna try again tomorrow. It might be a whole shit show right now today, but we're gonna try again tomorrow. And not only are we gonna try again tomorrow, but we're gonna try our best. We're gonna try our best. And so, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. I am just, um, you know, continuing to find motivation in my relationships, my friendships, everyday inspirations. I am just trying to stay encouraged and stay the course. And regardless of if things aren't going exactly how I'm trying to plan them to go, just have faith that they're going to go the way that I need them to go if I just have patience. And if I just put my head down and work, I just do the work. And not only just, work, uh, working and, career wise, but doing my work, doing my shadow work, doing my making sure that I'm holding myself accountable, and that when others in the community hold me accountable, that I'm not responding with ego, and that I'm not responding in a way that doesn't allow me to learn from correction. And I think a lot of people have a really hard time with correction. And I can't say that I don't have a hard time. What I do think is that I'll hear it, instantly reject anything, just straight off the bat. Anything somebody try to say to me, I'm rejecting it right off the bat. But I usually take a couple days or maybe even a day to process, and I usually come back better. I usually come back like, yep, you was right. I need to change this. I need to do this. I need to fix this. And so I think we got to get better with that constant, like, sharpening, that iron sharpening iron. It don't feel good, but it's good for you. And that also plays a huge factor in who you have around you and the people that you got around you, to make sure that they not just hating on you and just trying to put you down, but they actually care, love about you, and they correct you and hold you accountable in loving ways, that you can grow from it and that you don't feel less than after that type of criticism. So yeah, I think I've been really good with, and I would be very interested to see what other people have to say about that. But I think I'm really good with um, changing and adapting and going with the flow and learning that, okay, this ain't working. Like, how I move over here, how I do this, how I do that. And I think I've been very adaptable, and that has really helped with my lifestyle and um, the career path that I'm taking, and how I want things to happen for me and my son, and my legacy. Um, so yeah, and I'm still continuously working on it. I'm continuously working on the accountability piece, the vulnerability, um, and just doing the work, doing this hard ass work, because healing is work. I don't care what nobody say. This shit is work. You gotta look at yourself. You gotta be honest with yourself. Sometimes you gotta crack open wounds that you ain't cracked open in hella long. And that shit don't feel good. And so, to be brave enough to go through that over and over and over and over again, like, you deserve whatever you want. You deserve whatever you need if you're really putting in that work to heal and become better and hash out trauma that has happened to you. But I'm gonna stop talking, because I'm gonna just keep talking if I don't stop talking. But all right, good night, y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Thank you for joining this live. I'm gonna make sure I check out this Merkaba meditation, and peace and blessings, y'all.